Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video on income tax. Today we are going to discuss a very short or a very small topic but yet important topic which is related to stay provided by Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, which is mentioned under subsection 2A of section 254 of Income Tax 1961. And this new amendment will be applicable from 1st April 2020 onwards. For the students who are appearing for CMA final examination, this new amendment or new provision will be applicable from their May or June 2021 examination attempt onwards. So let's discuss it together. As I've told you earlier, this new amendment on stay by Income Tax Appellate Tribunal will be effective from 1st April 2020 onwards. So it states that passing order of stay by Honorable Itat. So on application made by taxpayer as per Rule 35A of Income Tax Appellate Tribunal Rules 1963, the Honorable Itat may grant a stay on recovery of demand of tax, interest, penalty, fine or any other sum under this act. Say it simply means, say for example JK being a taxpayer, I filed my return. The department has selected this return for the scrutiny or assessment, and after the scrutiny they have demanded an additional tax of rupees 1 lakh from JK. Okay, so once the scrutiny has been finished, there will be an order of scrutiny. We will call it as an assessment order. Along with that assessment order, there will be a demand notice which is served under section 156 of Income Tax Act. So in the demand notice, there will be an additional demand of rupees 1 lakh. Okay, and I'm supposed to pay this additional demand within 30 days. If I'm not able to pay this within 30 days, then there will be an interest consequence. Along with that, the department will invoke recovery proceedings against JK. So this is the consequence. If I'm not able to pay this 1 lakh along with the interest, then the department will invoke what? Recovery proceedings against me. So recovery proceedings, RP. And JK, once he have received the order of assessment or order of demand, then what he can do? He can file an appeal before Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. JK can file an appeal before Income Tax Appellate Tribunal for concluding or for stating JK's contention is simple. He says that I'm not supposed to pay any additional taxes. So in order to reach a finality, I can file an appeal before Itat, and the Itat will decide whether JK is supposed to pay additional tax or not. Okay, so along with this appeal, JK can also make a plea for what? For stay on paying this additional 1 lakh. So as I've told you, along with the order of assessment, the department will send a demand notice. So I'm supposed to pay that demanded amount. Then I'm supposed to pay, and then I'm supposed to go for appeal and decide whether that amount was actually payable or not. It was like that. So at the time of filing appeal itself, I can make a plea for a stay on payment of that additional tax. That's what we are discussing right now. And if the Itat allows or grants me a stay, then on that stay period, I am not supposed to pay that additional 1 lakh to the department. Okay, and within the stay period, if the Itat comes to a conclusion on this demanded amount, then it will be paid accordingly. Again, moving forward, passing order of stay by Itat. It is mentioned under first proviso to section 254 subsection 2A. And it says, after considering the merits of application, the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, Honorable Itat, may pass an order of stay which are as follows. Okay, and it may pass an order of stay for a period not exceeding 180 days from the date of grant of stay order, subject to a condition that the taxpayer deposits not less than 20% of the amount of tax, interest, fees, penalty or any other sum payable or furnishes a security of equal amount. This is the new amendment. Again, it is very simple. Once I filed an appeal before Itat, along with that, as I've said, I can make an application for stay also. Okay, and if Itat thinks that there is some merit on this application filed by the assessee for stay, then it may allow a stay for a maximum of 180 days. So the maximum initial stay period is 180 days from the date of issue of stay order by Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. And it is subject to a condition. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal will issue this stay only based on a condition, and that condition is assessee is supposed to pay 20% of the additional amount of tax demanded by the department. Say it is simple in our example, additional amount of tax was 1 lakh. So assessee is supposed to pay 20% of that 1 lakh, it will come to 20,000 rupees. Either pay this 20,000 or furnish a security for the equal amount of 20,000. Either I have to pay 20 or I have to furnish a security for this 20,000. That's what the act says. Okay, so this is the new amendment. That means it's 20% of the additional amount. This is the new amendment as a part of February 2020 annual budget. Again, moving forward, extension or order of stay. Say, as I've told you, initially I've got 180 days of stay. And what if the case which is pending before Itat is not settled this 180 days? What will happen? It's common sense, right? I have to pay the demanded amount. I have to pay the entire 1 lakh. If the case is not settled within 180 days, and the case should be settled in my favor, JK's favor, because my contention was I am not supposed to pay any additional taxes, right? So if the case is not settled in my favor within 180 days, then what will happen? I am supposed to pay that entire additional demanded amount of tax. But I can apply for an extension as well. That's what second proviso to section 254 subsection 2a states about. It says where such appeal is not so disposed of within the initial period of stay specified in the order of stay. That means a maximum 180 days. The initial maximum period is 180 days. If the case is not settled within that 180 days and the taxpayer has made an application for seeking extension, the taxpayer have to apply for seeking an extension, and he should have deposited 20% of the demand or has provided security for the equal amount, which we have mentioned earlier, right? So he have to apply for extension. At the time of extension, he has already deposited 20% of the demand or has provided the security. It is not additional 20. It is the initial 20 itself. So it is the act is making sure that the assessee is deposited 20% of the initial amount. Again, and the delay in disposing of the appeal is not on account of taxpayer's default. If the delay in disposing the appeal within 180 days is on account of any default made by the assessee, then he will not get any extension. Got my point? The delay in disposing of the appeal within the initial period is not on account of any default made by the assessee. That means the taxpayer, if all these conditions are satisfied, then what will happen? Then the Itat may extend such stay. However, the aggregate of the period of stay originally allowed it and period of stay so extended shall not exceed 365 days. That's what the act says. It simply means that the Itat can extend the period, and the act is not directly specifying the exact amount of extension. Rather than it says the initial period already allowed along with the extension shall in never case exceed 365 days. So in total it shall not exceed 365 days. That's what the act says. Moving forward, what if the appeal is not disposed of even after such extension? Say I've got full extension of 365. Initial plus extended, I got 365. And again the case before Itat is not settled within this 365 days. And there is no default from my side. I haven't made any default. It is not on account of any default made by the taxpayer. Then what will happen? And the order of stay shall stand vacated after the expiry of such aggregate, even if the delay is in disposing of the appeal is not attributable to the taxpayer. Even if there is a delay after the extension, then automatically the stay period will get expired. That means what? I have to pay the entire taxes and I have to wait for the appeal to be concluded, right? Once the appeal has been concluded, if it is in my favor, then I'll get the entire additional tax paid as a refund. That's what the act says. Okay, and thank you for watching my video. That's all for today, and see you on next Sunday with yet another interesting topic on income tax. Take care, bye-bye, and see you.